let's get this party started. You ready?
Yeah, let's see it.
All right.
Huh. Oh, that was nice. Huh.
You see the problem, right?
Yeah, that's not so great.
No.
I think we can fix that though.
Good.
All right, let's get in the shop.
With no offense to the Rover, I have to ask, what is the point of a V8 powered, manual transmission, rear-wheel drive, sporting saloon that can't do a burnout? Remember, this is 1980 and it was the height of the smog era. And so that Buick 215 was smog choked down to just 133 horsepower. My idea was, hey Davin, let's pull the motor out and could you please not put it back in until it makes twice as much power? And that should be very easy to do, especially because Davin's gonna have to do it by himself.
All right, well, it's in the washer. We'll let it do its cycle and see how clean it comes out. Redline Rebuild is driven by Haggerty, but hopefully you already knew that.
But maybe what you didn't know is Hagerty is a specialty car insurance company designed by car people for car people. So if you have a specialty car that is not your daily driver, you might want to check it out, because when that happens, you want to get it back on the road so it's more like this. So go to Hagerty.com and get a quote.
That's not what we were going for. It'll be pretty soft. All right, so back to the drawing board.
You can see that we've changed bays because this bay is the only one that has the exhaust on it, and we do want to start it up inside just because the weather outside is not so great. And we've went through everything. We have the radiator in, we have the O2 sensors connected, we have mass airflow deals all on. Think we have everything ready. Well,
Keys on.
now's as good as any.
All right.
You're that confident the computer's just going to take over and roll it, hey?
You sent the computer out to the so-called experts. So you
Amen.
can blame them on anything that goes wrong.
That's fair. Okay, here we go then. Let's see what it's got.
Get out.
You heard it run.
No. I heard it.
You heard it here first.
It didn't run, but it started. There's a slight distinction.
It's got to get the air out of the injector.
You gotta
sure.
You sneeze out the injector.
Sneeze out the bullet's nose. I showed $2 grand. Yes! That's what I like to hear. But smell that paint rolling off those intake manifolds. No, that won't burn off.
Don't sound bad, though.
Sounds good. It's a lot louder than it was. A lot louder.
Yeah.
A lot smoother too.
Yeah. It's balanced.
Oil pressure light.
Lost oil pressure?
Light started to flicker
Yep.
and then came on.
Well, it runs.
It runs.
Need to figure out why we lost some oil pressure, but I wonder if I don't know. Weird. Weird that it would have lost. I've never had one flicker and lose.
I mean, it just went tick, 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 on, and so I shut it. Let me start it back up.
That was perfect. Now let it cool.
Okay. I did open the heat, by the way.
Yeah, it helps circulate it. Yep.
Help lead it.
Yeah, because as soon as because I was watching the head temp, and the head temp was up there, and then I saw it go boop.
Right down, yeah, shock.
So, number one task, it ran.
It ran.
But we'll have to figure out, I will have to figure out what is the issue as far as, where did the oil pressure go. We already checked the oil level. That's not an issue. And it wasn't shiny and glittery and all that jazz. So I don't think we heard anything, but something definitely is struggling. Mm-hmm. I will figure that out. It sounds wonderful.
So much better.
I mean, I'm honestly like 215 cubic inches. That doesn't sound too bad for 215.
All I wanted to do, I was sitting there holding it at $2 grand, and all I wanted to do is whoom, just crack it open. But good thing I didn't.
Right. And it has, like you had already mentioned, it's smoother.
Way smoother.
So that's a mission, good mission accomplished that way. Again, miraculously, you rebalance the rotating assembly closer to 1 gram than 50. Yeah. It'll run smoother. So we work all those bugs out. And obviously our goal not only is have a running and driving car going down the road, but also to get it on a chassis dyno and get some numbers off of what we did. But we certainly can't take it to the chassis dyno if it doesn't have any oil pressure because they will not be happy if we puke the guts out on the floor.
Also, that just makes more work for you.
Yes. All right, well, I'll take my pants back and you can get on a plane.
I mean,
And thanks for not wearing.
I am mic'd up, David. You know, you could have waited a couple minutes. Like, man.
The engine and drivetrain are all buttoned up. We had a couple little issues to iron out, but we're ready to start it up again and drive it. Let's go driving. That's what we're here for. All right, well, there we go. It runs, it drives, it's ready to roll, but it's snowing. Well, I'm sure everybody's had that problem where the project ran a little longer than we expected, and now I can't drive it till spring. But it does give me the opportunity to go to the chassis dyno, and who knows, maybe we'll just drive it in California. I guess check back in later. Maybe we'll see what we can do. Till then, get out in the shop and get your work done. See ya.